What is going on? We are back, baby. Just getting things set up here. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. Just got home from work, and we don't even have the lights on. It is all a mess in here. What's up? Come on. All right. Look at that. Buttons work. Happy Friday, y'all. What is going on? Everybody trying to get all of their last minute, work stuff in because they know next week is the short week. So it was a hectic day. I'm sure y'all are experiencing the same. Nance in there first. Okay, it's a little weird today. We've got, I guess we're doing at names instead of handles now in the chat. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe that's a setting that I broke. I'm not sure. But hey, Nance was in there first. What is going on, Nance? Becky, a quick second. Hope y'all had a great week. Thank you for joining me. Sorry I'm late. Becky says she's kind of Stanley shopping. Okay, do a little Stanley shopping. I gotcha. I'm shopping on my husband's phone and have chat on mine. Okay, multitask. I like that. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Nance says, next Friday I should be in a turkey coma. Okay. Cool. Black Magic in the chat. What's going on? He says, yo, happy Friday, folks. Happy Friday to you too, sir. Hope you had a great week. Oh, okay, yeah. Becky says it should be Thursday. Nance says that'll be the leftovers day. Compounding turkey. I like that. Yes, you will have exponential levels of turkey at that point. You got a 23.5-pound bird to cook. That's gonna be a long cook time, I have a feeling. That baby's cooking for a while. How are you are you doing it in the oven, or do you what do you do with a bird that big? You just throw it in the microwave a little bit? Put it on defrost for like 6 hours? I don't know. Don't put your raw turkey in the microwave. I'm kidding, of course. Should be between 7 and 8 pounds, Becky says. 7 and 8 pound turkey. Okay, I got you. 48 cents a pound. I'm with you, Nance. I'm getting the biggest one they have. Like, I would bring a giant bird home and be like, oh yeah, my oven won't fit this. Oh, okay. Becky says, I don't F with raw turkey like that. I got you. Okay. Get the turkey breast, or do you just get it like pre-done? You get it to pick the turkey up from somewhere. I know some people do that. Nothing wrong with that. Then it gives you a little extra room in your oven to make the other stuff, right? Nance says, I just bought a second turkey today. 23.28 pounds for $11.75. That's insane. That's food for 10 people at minimum for $11. I think this is the new financial hack. You just all year round, you can just live on that. Go out, stock up, buy tons of turkey, throw them in the freezer. What's wrong with a frozen turkey? Let it thaw in the fridge. Hold on. Oh, geez, it scrolled down. I lost it. Oh, here we go. Let it thaw in the fridge, shove it in the oven Thursday at 10 a.m., and it'll be done between 4 and 5 p.m. On Friday, you mean? You got two 24-pounders in there to cook. Maybe get one of those deep fryer setups. I don't know. I know those things are dangerous. Maybe don't do that. Becky says, nothing have done that in the past. We want to smoke one this year. Believe me, for the price I'm paying, I will probably be getting a normal one next year. Okay. See, smoking one sounds interesting. I've never tried that. Hoping the store has whole chickens on sale too. Okay. You gonna do a turducken? I got a duck for you. Or 10. No one has come to pick up their Thanksgiving ducks yet, so hopefully they're on the way, because we got some ducks. Meech in the chat, too. What is going on, Meech? Happy Friday to you. Thank you for being here. Nance says, been a busy Friday here. Yeah, I feel that. Meech says, this should be a good topic. It is insane. It's insane, okay? I didn't know that such simple things needed to be discussed as these, but yeah, you know, we gotta break it down for these young folks. Nance says, but got stuff done, so I don't have to do it Thanksgiving Day now. Hey, that's good. That's good, man. Oil changed in the car, got the winter tires on. Nice. Set for the New York winters, and the generator serviced. All right. Mikey came out and took care of you. All right. Eric Freeze in the chat as well. What's going on, Eric Freeze? Hope you had a great week, my friend. Happy Friday to you. Misha's real busy week trying to get all the things done so I can take next week off. Hey, that's a good plan. Just take the whole week. That's a plan right there. I thought I was being egregious taking Wednesday, but I guess that's okay. I'm gonna work Monday, Tuesday though. Eric says, I'm just going to keep on working. Garage doors never sleep. That's right, my man. Well, that is some hustle right there. We love to see that dedication. Becky says, my husband worked for Stanley, so he gets deals. Oh, okay, nice. That's cool. Get you a little employee discount. Black Magic says, lifting again during tonight's show, but I think Miss Black Magic may be watching tonight, so I wanted to give her a shout out. Oh, well, hello to Miss Black Magic as well if you're watching. Feel free to jump in the chat. Thank you for being here if you are. It's okay if you don't want to chat too. That's totally fine. That's awesome. Lifting during the show. I did leg day today. I know that I'm a little bit sore, but yeah, that's awesome. That's dedication right there. Man is in the gym after work. That's great. For me, after work, have never, like, I mean, you see it. You see what time I get home, you know? I'm not going to the gym. For we go to the gym from like 8 to 10. Yeah, I mean, they're open, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to see. I don't know if I want to hang with the crowd that's at the gym at 10 p.m. Maybe I'm wrong. Nance says oven cooked. Okay. Got you. Meech says shout out to Mrs. Black Magic as well. We have a big stove, which is nice, but expensive to replace. Yeah, that's the caveat with the nice stove is that stoves only last like 3 years now, and they cost $4,000. Pretty cool. I love technology. Cook the other turkey around Easter. There you go. Okay. There you go. Make it at Christmas time. That's a good idea. Falcor in the chat too. What's going on, Falcor? Happy Friday. I hope you had a great week as well. Becky getting raw breast from the meat market. Okay, that's a good idea. Meech is doing the double oven technique. She's got one for the turkey and one for the other stuff. That's a good idea too. That's a good idea. Are those sometimes those wall-mounted double ovens, though? Like, the oven is actually kind of smaller. But I guess it's probably big enough to get, multiple casserole dishes in there and all that stuff. So you got one for turkey, one for everything else. That's not bad. Becky says they are smoking it. I want to see that. I want to see that setup. You gotta send us a picture in the Discord of what it looks like. Meech says I didn't want to say we actually have 3. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Don't be ashamed of your awesome kitchen. Just make sure you have 2 dishwashers to go with to keep up with your 3 ovens. That's the key. Okay, 1 in the basement. I got you, like a basement like kitchenette. That makes sense. Airfree says smoked turkey's the best thing ever. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Oh, you have a full apartment in your basement. I got you. It's like a mother-in-law suite type of deal. Falcor says, I call dibs, just dealing with the holiday rush at work. Oh, yeah. So, oh, man, I didn't think about that. Okay, so Falcor does dog grooming, animal grooming, and photography. I bet this is a crazy time of year for both of those things. People are probably wanting to have the dog all shined up for the family photos, and then also to have you take new photos of the dog. That's awesome. That's good. Good for you. I'm glad you're busy. Holiday rush is a good thing. Nance says, Meech is having me move in, I heard. Meech says, anytime, Fal. Okay. Becky will post the pictures. Awesome. I want to see that. Meech says, I'm obligated in custody for you, Nance. That's funny. You're in custody. Falcor says, November and December is just nuts. Dude, yeah. I bet. I can't imagine what is like in your industry right now. It is nuts. But that's good, dude. Make hay while the sun shines, right? Sorry, I'm getting my what are we doing today? We got the pear high noon in full effect, and we are gonna need it. We gotta make sure everybody else is working here. Everybody else come to work today.
And this is not a laughing matter.
All right, good. We got Agent 35192 in the building. Okay, I just want to make sure everything is on, and make sure we're on the right thing over here. Okay, so y'all, I saw a video by this dude Zacharios, and he was talking about how people are just realizing that you can be sued by a credit card company. AKA Peter Griffin.
AKA Peter Griffin.
That's right. Now I don't want to laugh too much because education is important, and if someone is seeing this for the first time and they didn't know that that credit card debt has to be paid back, and you're hearing that for the first time, that's fine. You know, strap in. There's a lot to learn. Credit card debt is hazardous. That's right.
We're considered a hazardous building.
It's a hazardous building if you have credit card debt, for sure. So, okay. So I guess we need to start at the beginning. So most people know that when you have a credit card, your credit line is the amount of money that you can borrow, and you're borrowing that money. And the way that credit card companies make money is, number one, they charge what's called a merchant exchange fee, okay? and they charge the merchant a percentage of the customer charge for servicing the transaction, okay? And the other way they make money is by you not paying off your credit card bill. So at the end of the month, whatever your balance is that you didn't pay off is going to be subject to whatever interest rate your credit card carries. Now, might seem really simple. But I want to stick with the basics at the beginning here. $100 in credit card, okay? And you pay 50 of it off, then $50 is going to be subject to the interest. So next month, if you spend another $100 and you only pay 50 off, now you have $100 on the card that is subject to the interest. So you're doubling the interest that you're accruing, and that just keeps rolling. And that interest is based on the most recent amount, not the original principal. So it gets out of control really quickly. Meech says, it is not a laughing matter, but also I will be laughing a lot. Yes, dude, it's crazy. So, and also I noticed my experiment. It confirmed my suspicions. So I stopped for a while. I was doing time codes on these videos where I would say, like, every 5 minutes or whatever, I would put a title like the whatever we're talking about to kind of break it up for people. And I was like, well, this isn't really helping me get any views, so I'm going to stop doing it because it takes a long time. Because I have to go back through and listen to the stream it's on 2 times fast forward, but it still takes time to go through and do all that stuff. So I stopped doing it. Well, apparently it was getting me views because now I'm getting like 30 views a video, which is super awesome. So I might start doing those again. For people who are fans of the replay. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Meech says, God, the merchant fees I pay every year is criminal. It's enough to pay off half of these TikTokers, I'll bet. Dude, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And I'm a business owner as well, and I don't do a lot of credit card transactions. But when I do, I'm always thinking about that, because what some guys do is they'll be like, well, yeah, we do take credit cards, but you have to pay, whatever percentage as a fee. So you're passing along the merchant exchange fee to the customer. And I found out that in certain states, it's illegal to do that. Which is crazy to me. It's not illegal in this state. But why wouldn't you just raise your prices? Like, I don't understand how they're not. Anyways, sorry, I got sidetracked. Anyways, let's hear from some geniuses, okay? We're over on TikTok, and oh wait, you know what? Before we get into that, Angelina, I don't know if she's in here or not. Sometimes she's listening and not chatting because she is taking care of the fam. But Angelina alerted me to something that is going viral on TikTok, and it is really gross, okay? I don't know. We were talking Thanksgiving, which made me think of this. So we need to look at this, okay? Look at this. Look at this crime that's happening here, okay? Hold on. Sorry, bacon
Apple
strips.
pie. You just need to fill up your pie.
You see this man is pouring apple juice into a pie crust, okay? She told me people are making apple pies out of apple juice, and I didn't believe it. But here they are.
Crust. Add the juice of half a lemon. Add a teaspoon of vanilla. Then mix together 1 cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour.
I don't know about these measurements. He's saying one thing and doing another thing. Falcor says it's basically water pie. Yes, water pie was made famous during the Depression, and now water pie is coming back. So I'm a little bit worried for society seeing this.
Mix it up.
Okay, so you pour
Now
all
evenly
this junk
sprinkle
in
it over
here,
your
blah,
pan,
blah.
just a little bit. Apple pie has completely...
And after it bakes, you have to put it in the fridge because it still hasn't constituted into a pie.
set up. And look at that.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I saw a couple people try it with hilarious results. And this is Honey. She tried it.
Okay, y'all. So this is part 2 of the apple juice pie. Go ahead. We cutting it down, y'all.
Oh, no.
It's still juicy. Oh, wait, look how thick it is, though. I didn't think it was thick enough that much.
She said it's still juicy.
You could have put that in the fridge with a solid up.
Oh. So.
You ready for the taste?
I can't. What are you?
It's just sweet as hell. But look, if you like crust, and all you like is the crust, like me, there you go.
I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right. So that was this week in TikTok nonsense. Yes, so it is basically like a water pie, like Falcor said, but also disturbing a little bit. Eric says, I don't have a credit card. I think they're evil. You are right about that. But now I can't build credit, but I won't be like Peter Griffin. That's right, dude.
And this is my AKA Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin, he's got, I assume you're talking about the one episode where he's like, I've got $30,000 in credit card debt. That is a good one, yeah. Have you seen the old lady who's only been washing her hair in her own No, I have not seen that. Oh, okay. All right. See, I don't know. Maybe staying off TikTok is a good thing. Becky says we have a few, but if we don't have cash to pay for it, then we don't charge it. Hey, that's great mantra to live by. We have zero debt on them. Fantastic, Becky. That is responsible credit card ownership. And what credit card companies want to see is they want to see like 10% usage, 10 to 30% usage on your available credit line. So once you get above that, it's kind of gets to be a little bit of a situation. But it's fine as long as you can pay the bills. But we'll find out that a lot of people, they're just like, what do you mean pay the bill? I'm not paying the bill. I can't pay the bill. That's too much. But I feel for this situation. So let's hear from them. This is Jessica, and she was struggling financially when she was in nursing school.
I'm being sued by a credit card company for $5,000 for not paying the bill.
So this is Puppy6548 on TikTok.
I'm going on a sec. I'm being sued by a credit card company.
And, oh man. Okay, she does have her badge covered up. Okay, go.
Company for $5,000 for not paying the bill.
You do need to pay the bill.
Know what you don't know. Well,
Yeah.
I learned this the fucking hard way. I got into a lot of debt being a single mom in nursing school. Like, I really racked my credit cards up surviving, you know? And then when I
Sure.
started making money, I tried really hard to pay them off, but it just, like, I was drowning in it. I just, like, had a really hard time getting out of it. I tried to get a loan and I couldn't get approved for one, so I ended up consolidating all my debt.
Yeah. See, this happens a lot of people because they end up getting more credit cards when they run out of the credit limit. They use all the credit limit on one card. They get another card. They run that one up. They get another one. They run that one up. Alexander in the chat. What is going on, Alex? Hope you had a great week. Happy Friday to you. He says, happy Friday all. I just use a few credit cards and pay them off for rewards. That is a great way to do it. And honestly, that is the credit card companies lose out on customers like yourself, but you are in the minority as far as paying it off every month and using it for the rewards, because most people are not paying it off at all, and they are using those rewards as justification for continuing to use the card irresponsibly. Meech says, I love to use my Amex for the points and all the perks, but I'm wondering if that merchant struggle with the rewards is going to go away soon. Yeah, see, that's a new thing too, and I feel like a lot of these like reward programs are kind of at risk at this point, because the way that these companies subsidize those reward programs is by charging a higher merchant fee for those premium cards, and Meech's the balance magically gets paid every month from autopay. Yes, that's fantastic. I would love an autopay. I feel like if you're on autopay, like, you have no worries at that point. But yes, so the way that they make the way that they are able to afford giving the rewards to people is from all of the other people who screw up and end up paying a bunch of money. So let's see what she did with her $5,000 in debt.
You know, like, I did research it. Like, I understood I was going to ruin my credit. I knew that it was going to be bad, but I had just...
Okay, yeah. So she gets into debt consolidation. And this can be a really sketchy thing. Now, I don't want to... none of this is financial advice, obviously. We have to say that for the law. Not financial advice. But this debt consolidation stuff is sketchy, man. Like, some of these things are legit, but a lot of them are just like, stop paying all your bills. And then once you've been behind on a bill for a year, then you can call that creditor and be like, hey, so I'll negotiate the rate and we'll pay maybe half of what we owe to pay it off now. But I still feel like just paying the debt off is still the better move, even if it's hard. But yeah, let's see how it works.
Got a new car. I had my place. Like, it was fine.
She got a car. She has a new car.
Credit for a while,
you have $5K in credit card debt. You bought a new car.
For not understanding, but I just didn't know. You have to stop paying on the bills because they won't settle your credit card bills unless there's like you're behind on them and there's a need for it.
Yeah. So what she's talking about is you need to be incredibly delinquent on your account status in order for a credit card company to consider negotiating with you on the whole value of it. So let's say you owed, like, she owes $5,000 and she doesn't pay on it for like a few months or whatever. Then in 6 months she calls and says, hey, I know I'm behind and I owe $5,000. Maybe I'll pay $2,500 or something. But it doesn't really work out like that, and it wrecks your credit, so it's really not worth it to do, and there's like 1,000 reasons not to do this, but go ahead.
So you just stop paying on them, which felt wrong, but it's what I did. But one of the ones that I owed like $5,000 on, which was my biggest one, that was the only one that they like didn't shut down, and it just like kept growing and growing and growing, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? And they were like, just keep paying us and like we'll get it settled. And I was like, okay, like this is what I do. Eventually the credit card did get shut down, but I still never got like the documentation saying it was settled, and I was like, you know, it'll probably be coming. I just need to build that account up more, you know, whatever. So I've been paying my monthly payments, you know, trying to get it settled. And then today, as I'm sitting in my car, I get served, and like, I just didn't even know this was a fucking option.
So she's making monthly payments to this debt consolidation company, and then they are negotiating the payments on the, I don't know.
The credit card company is suing me for the $5,000, but I've also been paying the $5,000 off from the other company. So of course I call them and I spend all morning on the phone with these fucking people. And they're just like, well, all we can do is extend your payments out, because obviously they have to make a profit, right? So if it's settled for the amount that it's settled for, then they're not making a profit. So they want
don't worry.
mass amounts more.
Do not worry. Everyone is making a profit. Don't worry about their profits.
More money in order to settle this now. But I'm also at the same time being sued and have to go to court over this. And they're now telling me like, oh, well, you won't have to go to court if you just extend your payments to us. But like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know. I can't afford a fucking lawyer. I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. And it's just one of those things that feels like I tried so fucking hard. Like, I got myself through nursing school as a single mom, and it was really fucking hard. And I've been trying so hard to get ahead, and every time something happens, it's just like this. Like, I'm never gonna be okay. And it's one of those times I wish I just had a family member I could call to rescue me. But
I wish that someone had been there to rescue her, to tell her not to do the debt consolidation. Meech says this is going to make me depressed. Honestly, this is the only sad one. But I feel for her, because a lot of people are in this situation, but it's also like, the information's out there. You can find out about this stuff, and if you're in a situation, you don't need to be at the mercy of these scam companies. But yeah, you see, it happens to a lot of people, and she doesn't say, but it sounds like it's Discover, because they are, from what I've heard in a lot of these videos, Discover does not play ball with these credit negotiators. They just ignore that. They only want to deal with you, and they're gonna directly sue you if you don't pay them.
Discover? Oh my god.
She's responding to a comment that says, "This came up at exactly the right time. I'm also getting sued by them, and I have no clue what to do next."
Oh, I hate them so much. Anyways, I will tell you kind of my experience. So this credit card was probably from 7 years ago. Okay. The payments were really high. They gave me a really high line of credit when I was really young. I was dumb.
Yeah. Payments are really high when you spend a lot of money. It definitely builds up quick, though. Diana in the chat, what's going on? Happy Friday to you, D. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're talking people who didn't realize that they could get sued by credit card companies for not paying them. So yeah, let's hear Kira Addison tell her story.
I completely accept the responsibility. Okay, so the payments got too much. They were like $400 a month. I couldn't afford it, along with my other credit card payments. So I did a debt resolution.
Honestly, $400 a month on $10,000 in debt is... wow, dude. Like, I mean, I think it's obvious, but like, paying the minimum payments on this stuff is crazy, because even if your account was not accruing any interest at all, you would have to make 2 years of payments to pay off $10,000 at $400 a month. But the problem is, every month, when you pay the $10,000 down by $400, now it's $9,600 plus the interest. It probably goes back up to $10,000. So you're really not paying anything. D says, "Oh, so we're talking about dumbasses." I'm in. You know what? I feel like there is some of that, and then there's also just people who were not educated about credit cards, and they were just... These credit card companies love that. They love a consumer who doesn't know anything about how credit works, and we really just need to teach it in school. And it's sad that we don't teach more about personal finance and credit and all of that stuff in school. We definitely need to, and this definitely shows.
Solution program, like a debt relief program. and Discover was like the only one that was unwilling to settle more than like taking off
See, she did a debt relief program too. This is crazy, you guys. Oh my gosh.
$1,000 off of the total amount due. So my monthly payment for all my credit cards was $267. With what Discover was offering, it would have been like over $300 or over $400 a month. And I was like, I can't do that. So I was like, take them off the program. And then I paid off all my other credit cards and was good.
$267, but with Discover it would have been $400. So you're paying $130 a month toward your $10,000 debt with Discover. I think that's very reasonable. But instead, she decided not to pay, and we'll see what happens. D says these people are right there in stupid land with the people that thought they wouldn't have to pay the balance of their rent post-COVID. Oh yeah, that was another big one. Those are still working their way through the courts. It's nuts. Becky says, yes, they should make it a required class in high school. I agree 1,000%, dude. We can't send these kids out into the world where they could just get a credit card and not know what a credit card is, because it's so... There are so many people who think that credit card debt isn't real. Like, I know it sounds stupid that I'm saying that. I've heard dozens of people say that today. Dozens of grown adults, mid-20s, 30-year-old people saying, I didn't realize that I had to pay it back. Like, I didn't know if this was a good topic or not until I saw how much utter confusion there is in the world, and it just breaks my heart. But also, I can't keep a straight face half the time, because it's like, how do you not know you need to pay when you borrow money? It seems simple.
They sued me. I got served, and I was stupid and answered the door. Don't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. I never answered.
Don't answer the door? Ignoring the problem is what got you into this mess. If they're sending the police to your house, it's too late to ignore it, okay? You've already ignored a lot of things at that point if they're sending police. D says, so many parents don't teach credit. It absolutely should be taught in school. Becky says, D, you know they got free rent. What a dumbass if they thought they wasn't going to have to pay up. Exactly. Because the landlords had to pay their bills the whole time to keep the building, you know? So I don't know. It's a tough thing, but I don't know how you could think you're getting free rent forever.
The door for anyone, but I did. So I got the papers and I responded. That's the most important thing, respond, because they're hoping that you're just gonna be freaked out and not respond. You can look up the paperwork online. And
she got the papers and responded. She's talking about the court papers that the sheriff brought her, but I'm sure that they sent her letters before that, right? Like, there's definitely there was mail getting ignored prior to this lawsuit. I just have a feeling. D says, exactly, Becky, how long do you have to live on this planet to know that nothing is free? 100%, dude. Especially in this country. What? You gotta pay for everything. Subscription for air tomorrow.
Print it out. It's super easy. You can explain why you can't pay them or whatever it is. I said it'd be extreme financial hardship because I'm the sole provider of my family. Whatever. Oh. So I responded, and you can even do it like where you don't have to pay to file it if you like improve your expenses and like your income and all that.
Okay.
So I responded, and they set a mediation date. I did the mediation. It was so stupid. It was over Zoom, just with like the judge and the lawyer for the company, for Discover, or the collection company. I don't really know who owns it.
Yeah. It's probably Discover, because they don't really mess with collection companies. They do their own collection. D says 1,000,000% they didn't read or aren't mentioning the prior correspondence. Absolutely. There were definitely bills getting sent.
But anyway, so I did the mediation, and it was really pretty much me being like, hey, I can afford this much. And they're like, well, we want this. I offered them, at the time I was talking to my dad, and he offered me $3,000 to pay them. I offered them that plus $50 a month. They're like, no, we can take $7,000 off the top and then $50 a month on top.
So she offered them $3,000 up front plus $50 a month. On $10,000? $50 a month on $7,000? What's that break down to? 140 payments? I mean, Lord have mercy. You're gonna pay on it for 12 years? No, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that they didn't take that deal. No. Like, hey, I'll give you 30% of the money now and I'll pay it off over the next 12 years. Yeah, why didn't they take that deal? That's weird.
That plus $50 a month. They're like, no, we can take $7,000 off the top and then $50 a month on top of that. And I was like,
yeah, you could make $50 payments toward $3,000 in debt a lot easier for sure.
well, I can't afford that. They're like, well, can you borrow some money from someone else? And I'm like, no, if I did, then I would give you the money, or I wouldn't be in this situation if I had rich family. So that mediation went nowhere. They essentially said, hey, let's meet again in 3 months. We can see if anything has changed and we'll come up with something then.
She said, I wouldn't be in this situation if I had a rich family. You do not need to have a rich family to stay out of credit card debt. I heartily disagree with that. Meech says, we gave a lot of our tenants huge grace periods during COVID since we figured it would work out better in the long run, and we were lucky it did. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially if you have an established relationship and you know that they're solid and they work, and, you know, I think 90% of people are good and they're not trying to get anything for free. D says, I still get my ex's electric bill notices in my email. After I left him, his life went to hell. Not because of me. I left because he... Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, honestly, don't feel bad for him then, in light of that information. The bill is $946 and counting. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. D says, when I was worse off, my bill would be $30 behind and get shut off. Yeah, I know. What? Alex says, the sense of entitlement is getting irritating. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, brother. It's wild. It is wild. $50 a month on $10,000 in debt is crazy.
3 months passed. I did another mediation. Again, pointless. I said, hey, again, I only have $50 a month. I don't even have that extra, but that is what I'm willing to figure out. You know, I can do DoorDash, whatever, to get at least $50 a month extra to pay you. And they were not happy with that.
I don't know this person's situation, but I feel like you gotta come up with something more than $50 a month. You knew how much income you made when you were spending this money on the credit card, and you know, like, we all have to pay our debts back. That's how it works.
Said no, we can take. They said we're getting there. We're almost there. Wow, we're thinking like $260, and I was like, boy, what? That is like 5 times the amount I'm offering you, or no, what? Yeah, 5 times the amount. So I'm like, no.
Again, $260 on $10,000 is insane. What's a reasonable payment? If somebody owed you $10,000, how much you want per month? Like $500 at least, right? I mean, what are you gonna be here for 20 years waiting for your $10,000? It's crazy. They act like it's $20 million we're talking about.
I can't pay
here.
you that.
Ma'am, no, with all due respect, You go to McDonald's 2 times, that's $50. There's no way. There is no way. There's no, I refused. I refuse to believe $50 is all she had. But I guess you got to play hardball with these credit card companies. Maybe you act poor as possible to try and get the lowest payment you can. Maybe that's the game here. I'm not sure.
That mediation again was only 10 minutes. It didn't get anywhere. Nothing was resolved.
A lot of mediation going on.
Okay, well, I don't know. We'll see what the judge says. The judge did rule in their favor. It's pretty much saying I have to pay it, which I was never trying to get out of. I understand that I made mistakes when I was younger, and I do have to pay that, but like, they weren't willing to work with me. Like, I don't know what they're trying to get.
I made mistakes when I was younger. I mean, it's not like you were like 14 and got this credit card, right?
I don't have any kind of extra money for them to take. So that was like a couple months ago, and I haven't heard anything.
You think that
since.
they'll garnish your wages, dude? They'll come to your house and take your
stuff. And
stuff.
then if you're like the sole financial provider of your family, you can like submit a form so it gets waived, so you don't have to pay them back, or you can like ask for
what?
I don't know, a retrial. What is it called? I don't know. You can ask to like.
They do not waive the debt because you have kids. They don't do that. They don't.
Have it to be dismissed by the judge due to your financial situation or whatever that may be. But yeah, I haven't heard anything. But the most important thing I would say is to answer the lawsuit. They want you to be scared.
Definitely
they want you
good
to not
advice.
answer.
Yeah.
Second of all, don't be scared because they can't just like go in and take all your money out. I got like kind of freaked out that they were just like go into my account just like wipe me clean.
They won't wipe you clean, but they can go into your bank account and take money. They really can do that, and they do.
Because I had just got my tax refund at the point, and I was like, I need that to like pay for rent. So I got nervous about that, but they can't just like.
Okay, you need the tax money to pay for rent. That's tough, dude. That's heartbreaking. Because your regular monthly income should cover your rent, which is a monthly expense. It's just man, she's got kids and she's waiting for tax money to pay the rent back. That's Jesus. Becky says, just like the folks who have student loans, you borrow it, you have to pay it back. Absolutely. You take out a student. Now, that student loans are the same thing. You can say, I was young. I didn't know. But you did. They hand you a stack of paper. Trust me, I had several student loans. I've paid them all back except for one. I'm almost there. But I'll tell you what, if you just make the minimum payment, it will go forever. Forever. It's crazy. D says, I will say, though, I've been in good financial positions in my life, and then stuff happens. You can afford loans and car payments one day, and then unexpectedly, the next day you can't. Like layoffs. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Not screwing up at work to get fired. That's different. Yeah, for sure. And other things out of your control could happen too. You could get injured and not be able to work, and that wouldn't be your fault. You know, you could get hit by somebody and get in a car accident, and you have a broken leg and you can't walk for 6 weeks, and your job involves walking. That's gonna be tough on you, you know? And I get it. I get stuff can happen, but also like we can't have our first defense be I was young and our second defense be I didn't know. Because we know. Becky says, that's understandable. I'm talking about the ones who just give no effort. You know, there definitely are people who don't feel like they have to pay anything back. And that's the entitlement Alex was talking about. That is definitely rampant out there as well. Not that this girl is an example of that. I think she's definitely owning up to it, and she's definitely, you know, she is doing a service to people, because it's hard to, I mean, it's hard to put your life on the internet in general, but it's really hard to get on and talk about your personal finances and just watch people like rip you apart about that. I wouldn't want to do it. I mean, this is, you know, it's not easy.
Go in there and wipe it out because it's a private entity. It's not like a government thing.
Oh, little
but
babes
they can't
in the
go in there. They
background.
have to like fill out all kinds of paperwork. You'd be notified before they start garnishing the wages, and again, even then, you can dispute that. So I would just say respond. It's okay. Like, if they can't take money from nothing, if you don't have the money, like, what are they gonna do? Like, literally, what are they gonna do? They can't like seize any assets. I'm pretty sure I don't really have any.
Girl, they can seize your assets. They absolutely can. Absolutely they can. I hate to tell you, if you owe them $10,000 and you have a nice car in the driveway, they are going to take that. They're going to take that from you and they're going to sell it to get their money. That's how the world works. D says, Drew, you just brought up a good point. People get so behind and they don't want to call to negotiate. Just call. It's embarrassing and stuff, but they want their money and they will work with you. You know, and I would argue it's not even embarrassing, because you're talking to someone on the phone who does this all day long. So while now for this girl, it was like a huge, like, life-ending event to be in credit card debt, but the people on the phone, they deal with people who are in credit card debt all day long. They are not going to judge you for being in credit card debt. Every single person they talk to is in credit card debt. So get that right out of the way. And you are correct also in them wanting their money, and they want to work with you. If you call your credit card company and say, I can't pay, they'll make a deal with you. They'll be like, oh, it's, you know, you could pay a partial payment this time, and then you pay a partial payment next time. And, you know, like, every situation is different. Every card is different, but you're going to have a better result just owning up to it and calling them every time, because these people get hosed out here. And, Becky says, but what if you don't have anything? Then I guess they don't have anything to take. They're only going to take things that are valuable. I do know that. They're not going to come in and just like take the pots and pans out of your kitchen or something. D says creditors will take such a minimum amount as long as you're trying. Yeah, for sure, but $50 on $10,000 in debt's crazy. That's not even. That's like you're not being realistic. The payment has to correspond at least somewhat to the amount. D says you have to advocate for yourself. They will try to make you pay more. Just be firm. Yeah, absolutely, and you can do that. There are some There's some TikTok accounts I found where they actually have good information, okay? And this was one of them right here.
So you're getting...
This is Deluxe Credit Solutions. I don't know. This could be one of those refinance companies, but what he says in this video makes sense, okay? This girl's getting sued by Capital One.
Sued by Capital One.
Yes, I owe them $7,000.
Okay, did you actually open up the card yourself?
I did.
Did you spend the money on the card yourself?
Yes.
What's the question here? You have to pay them back. You spent their money and you didn't pay them back, and now they're coming after you. And it looks like the lawsuit is within the statute of limitations.
He says, what's the question here? This was my reaction to all of these people. What do you mean? D says they are in sales. Always remember that. Call once every 2 weeks. If you work at it, bother them, they have no choice. Because then if you file bankruptcy or wait till it's been 7 years to fall off, they get nothing. That's a good point. That's a good point. But, I mean, threatening to file bankruptcy on... like, they don't care about that. They don't care if you file bankruptcy. American Express is not going to be... They're not going to be, you know, hurt by that. And honestly, they have no compassion for you as a customer. So, yeah, they do not care if you go bankrupt. They're still gonna get theirs somehow. They'll get it from someone else if they don't get it from you. You know? Okay, so I'll let him continue.
Our state here. So the best thing you can do is to not ignore it. You want to go ahead and reach out to them. You want to try to settle the account as quickly as you can. You can come to maybe a mutual agreement where you settle for less. But the one thing you cannot do is ignore any legal paperwork that hits your doorstep when a creditor or debt collector tries to contact you. Because if you do, that could potentially lead to a wage garnishment or a judgment against you.
It
which
definitely
is
will lead to
last thing you
both
want
of
to be
those
dealing with
things.
right now. On top of life, just throwing things at you left and right. Contact them, reach out, get ready to settle, get ready to pay, out of sight, out of mind. Clearly it is your account, clearly it is your debt. It's best you take care of this as soon as possible so it doesn't escalate any further. So you're
I love it. I love it. Love all that. No notes. And guys, look, he has the DJI Mic 2 lavalier mic. Okay. And it is clipped to his shirt. Amazing. Absolutely love it, man.
Yo.
Great job.
Yo.
Great job. D says, I didn't say threaten. That's bad. Did I say threaten? Don't threaten anyone. Oh, threaten them with bankruptcy? Yeah, I they definitely don't care. Yeah, definitely. And don't send threats. That will not help them. Meech says, what will a wage garnishment do if someone has no income? See, that's interesting to me. What do you mean has no income? Because you would have to have a certain amount of income to get the credit card in the first place, right? I haven't applied for a credit card for a while, but I assume they ask you about, like, how much money you make, right? It's like more stupid financial questions. I feel like they need to ask you in order to determine how much money they could safely loan you, right? I don't know. Are these credit card companies throwing out these suits more frequently now since people seem to be in dire straits more often? I actually have no idea. What my thesis is that these are happening because the credit card companies are in trouble. Like, American Express is not going to be hurt if you owe them $1,000, you don't pay it back. But like Atrioc said in his video, if 1 million people owe you $1,000, now it's a problem. Okay, so now $1,000 is a lot of money, and when the economy is contracting and people are spending less, especially on credit cards, because they're not going out and doing things at the same rate that they would have, not taking vacations at the same rate that they would have, or maybe at the same level that they would have. So now they're having to refocus their efforts, and I think that cutting back on the cashback rewards and the flight miles cards and all that's coming. And I think that these companies are going to increasingly go for smaller and smaller amounts of money in these trials. Because what happens they actually want you to ignore the letters, okay? They want you to ignore it because if you don't ignore it, or if you don't answer these letters and you don't go to court, the judge will issue what's called a default judgment. And that's what happens when only one party shows up, okay? So when the lawyer for the creditor goes to court and says, hey, I'm ready to sue this person for $1,000, and they're not here. And the judge is like, well, you win then. Default judgment, $1,000. And now you have to pay. And if you don't, they're going to send you another letter that says, hey, remember that court thing we told you about 10 times? Well, you lost, so you owe $1,000. And if you don't pay the $1,000, they're going to garnish your wages. And if you don't make income and they can't garnish your wages, I believe they will put you in jail. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happens, because they can definitely come and seize assets from you. I don't know what the limits are. D says, Meech, you can make $12 an hour and it only incentivizes someone to not work. Same goes for child support garnishes. Vicious cycle. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like, they could take all your money in the garnishment and then you're gonna not want to work in response. Yeah, I agree with that. The garnishment, I believe in Ohio, they can take up to 25% of your monthly take-home pay. 25% until their debt is paid back. Meeches, that's what I'm saying. You lose your job, you have child support garnishment, etc. Bleeding a stone, what happens then? You go to jail. That's what happens. They take you to jail. Especially for child support. Oh, yeah. Straight to jail. They don't do a credit check or an income check when you stop paying, only when you get approved. Interesting. They literally do not care. They want their money you promise to pay. Meech says, oh, so they will put you in jail if they can't garnish your... Oh, yeah. Yeah. They'll just lock you up. Yep. For sure. Because that's just fraud. Because every time that you use your card, you're agreeing to the terms of the card. It even says it on the bottom of some receipts. By signing here, I agree that I'm gonna pay the amount, you know? It's very simple. Meech says, but you in jail doesn't pay the $1,000 back to the credit card company, so what's the point of that? Great point. I think it's just to disincentivize people from doing it. I was talking about the child support, because they will put you in jail for not paying your child support. D says they will not put you in jail for the credit card debt, and I believe that to be true, but they will lock you up for not paying the child support. Child support, they're coming for that, dude. If bankruptcy doesn't touch it, nothing. Hold on. Where was the guy that was talking about that? Oh yeah. Okay. So a lot of these people, there's a lot of TikTok financial gurus, as our boy says, and they will tell you, when someone says that you owe them a debt, you need to ask them to produce the original contract. And if they don't have the contract, then you don't owe any money.
Ask to see the original contract you signed when you opened the credit card.
He's responding to a comment that's very tiny that says, ask to see the original contract that you signed when you opened the credit card. Which is an insane thing. D says, child support in some states, yes. More often you lose your license. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Losing your license is another one. How are you going to make money if you don't have a driver's license? It makes no sense. It's a slippery slope, and it really happens fast.
Is the comment.
This guy's kind of funny.
I'm gonna be nice.
He like
because it is logical.
sues
It
credit
sounds
card
logical.
companies
I think even
for
my
sport.
fleeting moment thought of that, even though I'm not a lawyer. But what's the point of that? To prove that it's a real thing? That's not how the law works.
Right.
It turns out that every time I used the card, I was acknowledging that I had an account with them and I was, under their terms of service. Every time I paid the statement, I was continuing that acknowledgement.
Yes.
So this idea that without the signed
Every time
contract,
he
there is
used
no
it.
contract. No, there
Every
is a
time he
contract.
signed.
There's actual ongoing participation of myself in this thing.
Yes.
This is not a situation, as I said clearly, where somebody has bought my debt. Those are interesting, and that will happen. I will get sued very soon by someone who's bought one of my debts. These are the original creditors. And a debt that is under a year old. I'm being sued by them.
Yeah, you have
What's
to pay.
interesting here, though, is because we are in a paperless society, it would have been really cool if the moment they closed my account, they would have said, we have closed your account. Here are the last terms of service you are subject to.
They don't need to do that. You know the terms of service because you signed them to get the card. But yeah, I thought that was funny because people asking to see the original contract, they do not need to keep the original piece of paper you signed when you applied for the credit card. Trust me. They've got plenty more information. Okay, so this person had only $1,000. Let's see how it worked out for them.
If you want to hear something really totally embarrassing,
Hot girls get sued for old credit card debt. Okay.
for me, I was supposed to have a court date today. Yeah, I ignored a debt collector and they sent it to a law firm to sue me. And yeah, I got sued by a debt collector. And I thought the chances of that happening were like slim to none. Like it was only $1,000. Do they really want to like have to go after me for $1,000? Like what is that? No,
yes, they do.
Yeah. They sent the constable to my house with
no,
the
not the
papers
constable.
saying that I need to sort this out. Long story short, I settled for 80% of what I owe, and I paid it all off like 12 days ago. Thankfully, like normally I would not have been able to do this, but my husband got a raise at work, and it's been great. And yeah, my court.
Oh, okay. So that's the key, guys. See, when the credit card company says, "Hey, we'll settle for you. We'll settle with you for 80 cents on the dollar," but your husband just has to write a check for the amount. I didn't know that was the solution. I guess I need a husband.
It was scheduled for today. Thankfully, that was canceled. But that was like the scariest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I was like, I don't just pay. I'll just pay. I'm like, I don't want to have to go to court. I have anxiety. If you want to hear something really totally embarrassing,
I'll just pay. I don't want to go to court. I have anxiety. What do you mean I'll just pay? You could have just paid. You could have just paid in the beginning when they send you a bill for $1,000. What do you mean I'll just pay? You just pay the bill. And then they don't take you to court, and then you don't have to deal with any of this. Wow, man. I can't. D says, thank God CB isn't here. Yeah, she would be livid. Black Magic says, I wish my husband would get a raise at work. Mine too, dude. What? We need to find out about these husbands and find out how to get one. Because I need one, maybe two. Okay, so D says, I can all of a sudden pay because I can't go to court because I have anxiety. Exactly. She was not going to pay a dime until court until court came into play, and then all of a sudden there was so much money to pay this bill off. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, okay, so this one, you know, TikTokers are gonna TikTok, and this girl does a get ready with me for court to get sued by a credit card company.
Get ready with me as I get ready for a court case, as I'm getting sued by Credit One Banking from a credit card I opened up when I was 20 years old.
Okay, right off the top, Credit One Banking? Like, Capital One is already, like, pretty low-level credit card. Credit One is, like, isn't that one of those, like, junk mail credit cards with, like, 300% interest or something? Don't get a Credit One credit card ever. Like, what are we doing here?
I opened up this credit card mostly to help fund me in college. The limit was only $350, but unfortunately I broke my shoulder the same year. I have a huge scar, and I couldn't pay it back.
Broke your shoulder in the same year and couldn't pay it back. $350 is a really small amount of money. But
Then went to collections, and furthermost, I just thought that later on I would maybe pay it back in life. Maybe, I don't
Maybe later on in life I'll pay it back. That's one way to look at it. D says, I'm not afraid to say out loud that the anxiety and depression excuses are overused and complete BS. Meech says, I have so much secondhand embarrassment for these people, I cannot. Yeah. Right? They're posting these things on their own account. Like, on purpose. I'm... Alright, so Credit One. You know, I've just figured, like, it went to collections, and I thought, like, you know, someday in life, I'll pay it back. Life is not a movie. You know, it's just like, oh, we'll pay that back in the next scene. Give me like 2 scenes to pay that back.
I broke my shoulder the same year. I have a huge scar.
I had a scar, guys.
It then went to collections.
You owe no debts if you have a scar.
I just thought that later on I would maybe pay it back in life. Maybe, I don't know. I would pay it back, but just not now. And then I got sued. So get ready with me. They're only suing me for $700. That's all they want, which I have in my account. But I'm gonna try and see if I can get it down just for my $350 limit. I feel like I have lived 1,000 lives for being only 26 years old, and one of them would be that I broke my shoulder when I was 20 in 2019 when I was...
She's lived 1,000 lives, guys. But none of them were financial lives, I guess. 26 years old, and she knows everything.
19.
Yeah.
I've gotten sober from alcohol. I'm almost 3 years sober.
Oh, okay.
I own my own
You barely
car.
started
I'm
drinking. What are you talking about? You're a child.
College. So yeah, get ready with me. Okay. Get ready with me as I...
All right. Okay. Only $350? Like, there's no way. There is no way. Meech says, $350 is not enough money to ruin your credit. What the F? I'll spot this girl $350 just to not be embarrassed for her. Right? Eric Freeze says she has to pay it now. Exactly. And she's ready to pay $700. Girl, if you had the $700, why didn't you just pay the $350? What are we doing? She must have been a shoulder model. It makes sense. Oh, okay. That's why she couldn't make any money. She couldn't make $350 that year because she had a scar on her shoulder and she's a shoulder model. That cracked it. Cracked the case. Now she's good, though. She's all set. Financially. And it's because of the talk. But Credit One This one's good. Here's another victim of Credit One Bank. I did Credit One, y'all. Like, have you even heard of this?
What's up, guys? So let me give y'all a story time about what happened today. So I'm home, just chilling this morning, drinking my coffee.
I love her vibe, by the way. Pink hair, chilling at home, drinking coffee. Love it. Okay. Eric says she thinks she's a cat. Meech says, these are hard life lessons. Absolutely they are. And just think, if these people could learn the lesson through someone else instead of learning it so hard on their own. But man, I guess not. I don't know.
All of a sudden, I get a knock on the door, and it's the sheriff from the courthouse.
I didn't realize the sheriff just has all day long to be delivering paperwork.
Credit One is suing me for an old debt from 2021. Who would have thought that credit cards are suing people now for an old...
I love that. Who would have... 2021? That was like 1,000 years ago. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that credit cards are suing people now for an old debt? That's never happened before.
What?
To me,
dude, 2021?
And
that was 4 years ago. That's old shit.
Got served. And they're telling me I have 30 days to get in contact with them and try to make an arrangement. Let me show you guys.
Oh no. Yeah. That's not good.
Now, let me know who has that happened to, or who's ever heard of that, because this is the first time I ever hear about
who's ever heard of that?
A credit card company suing anyone. Like, especially...
This is the first time she's heard of a credit card company suing someone. That just blows my mind, dude. I don't know.
From like 2021. Never in my life heard of it.
2021.
Like, I had 2 credit cards with them. I was paying it, got behind, and now all of a sudden I get this. Like, and it's not even like they sold this to another company. It's a third-party company that's suing me. So you guys let me know your opinions, your comments. What do you think? What should I do? Like, because this is weird. Very weird. I am going to get in contact with them.
It is not weird at all.
But
it's very normal.
I don't know what to do. I'm kind of confused about this because they caught me off guard. I was like, what? Even the sheriff was laughing. He didn't even... I was like, the pettiness, you know? The pettiness.
Dude, the sheriff knows. He does this all day long. Apparently, he's just... The sheriff in that... The crime must be so low in that town that the sheriff just has all day long to just be serving people papers for their debts with Credit One Bank. Eric Free says, I know Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Capital One, and Discover. Yeah, Credit One is a new one. I think they're trying to sound like one of the other ones. You know what I mean? Meech says, was that an effing smoke detector in the back? Of course it was. Come on. It's always the smoke detector batteries. Always. The sheriff has no excuse. Lose the paperwork, unlike the USPS. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's true. You, if you have the sheriff deliver it, there's no arguing that later. D says, I know you heard that African ceiling bird. Not the ceiling bird. That's why the sheriff was laughing. Yeah, exactly. He was laughing at the smoke detector. Like, oh my gosh, the girl can't afford a 9-volt battery. She's definitely not paying Credit One Bank. Okay, yeah, so this person has like made their debt into a whole game. And it's weird. It's kind of weird.
So I'm getting sued today. Guess what? And it's a creditor. And it's something that I forgot about and didn't pay. So guess what? Let's talk about it. And here's the paperwork. But anyways, let's see who it's from. LVNV Funding. I love these guys. They're so moronic. And so today is just the, summons date. And so we're going to go ahead and...
He says, I love these guys. Like, I don't know what it is. There's like a mid-40s male TikTok niche where they just run up debts, they don't pay them, and then they just play games in court with credit card companies. Who has time for all of this? I don't understand. Eric says, I don't understand how people live with the dying smoke detectors. Me either, dude. Oh my gosh, that would drive me insane.
Out there. And this whole thing is just to teach you guys that don't be scared of these fucking people. They're just fucking idiots. They're morons. They're people. They're humans. Don't be scared. Go to the court date.
They're not people. They're companies. There's a person there, but it's a company.
What is in the harm of going to the court date? Ask for the discovery. Ask for them to show that they actually
go to the court
date. Ask
date.
to show that they actually bought it.
Sure.
They'll never have it. So then you ask for a dismissal. So, anyways, in about 30 minutes.
I don't know if I like that one, because he's saying that he's going to ask them to prove that it's his debt, or else he's not going to pay. But the caption says, I'm getting sued, and it's for old credit card debt I defaulted on. It's like, just pay the money. If you know you owe the debt, just pay the debt. But whatever, that's just me. This girl, she ignored the summons, okay? And, let's see what happens there. What if you ignore it?
If you are being sued by a credit card company, or rather a debt collector acting on the behalf of a credit card company, listen up real quick so you don't make the same idiot, silly goose mistakes I made today. You're gonna get a bunch of things in the mail. It is important that when an officer comes to your home and gives you a summons, like a request to show up in court, that is when your timeline, your deadline, this goes for a lot of court shit too, okay? Yeah. As soon as you get a summons, you have like a week or two. You need to check your laws, and it literally will say on the paper, respond to the summons. You need to file something, like file a piece of paperwork.
Just any papers.
Call the clerk.
Just file any paper.
And you need to ask questions.
Printer paper.
Even if you get a date for court and you think, I can just show up for my court date.
She's not a good lawyer, but you can learn from her situation. Don't ignore the summons.
No, you can't. You have to submit your answer before even going into court.
Yeah. So she lost. Default judgment. You lose, pay the money. That's how it works. Happens every day. And apparently it even happens to wealthy people. Here is credit card debt broken down by income level. I thought this was really interesting.
Average credit card debt by income. This data was collected by the Federal Reserve as part of their survey of consumer finances, which was completed in 2023. The way that they have this income data segmented is actually by income percentile, but for more relevant comparison, I'll be sharing the median annual salary for each income percentile. Before we begin, no matter where you fall on this list salary-wise, I don't think anyone should be paying the average credit card interest rate of 24.28%. If you have credit card debt, please prioritize getting it out of your life.
24%
to begin the list,
is crazy.
At the lowest income percentile, a median annual salary of $20,540. 33.4% of these people have credit card debt with an average balance of $3,630.
Okay, so 30% of people in the lowest income bracket have credit card debt.
Moving on. Median annual salary of $43,240. 46.4% of these people have credit card debt with an average...
This is pretty close to the median salary in the United States.
Balance of $3,840. Next, median annual salary of $70,260. 56.9% of these people, the highest in this list.
Bro, 56% of people who make 70K have credit card debt.
Have credit card debt with an average balance of $5,950.
Almost doubled
Next
the
up,
previous
median
category.
annual salary in the six figures.
But it keeps going up with the income going up. It almost doubled when the income didn't even double.
$115,660. 54.4% of these people have credit card debt with an average balance of $7,440.
54% of people making $116,000 are carrying a balance over every month? What? Meech says 24% is criminal. Absolutely it is. Yeah. And that's the average. Some people are paying 30. I'm pretty sure someone ignores a summons, they will probably end up in jail. They can for civil matters, but normally you just get a default judgment and you lose the trial.
Median annual salary of $189,160. 44.6% of these people still have credit card.
Bro, $189K a year and 44% of people are carrying credit card debt? What?
Debt. I do not understand this. An average balance of $8,900.
How is
Finally,
it not?
This is unbelievable.
How is it only $8,900? What? You make more than that a month if you make $189,000 a year. Just pay it.
I have no idea why these people
I
would still have credit card debt. But a median annual salary of $390,210. 25.4% of these people have credit card debt with an average balance of $11,000. Average credit card debt by
11,000's not that much. Okay. See, but once you get into the 390,000 category, maybe it's more people with brains. I cannot. How do you make $189,000 a year and you have credit card debt? Get out of town. That's insane. And apparently, it happens to celebrities too. If you could call this person a celebrity, if you remember from Dr. Phil back in the day, our friend, the Cash Me Outside girl. She now goes by Bad Baby. Spelled different though. It's like a bad baby. But here we got a little factoid about bad baby.
Bad Baby is being sued by American Express. What? Now hold on for a second, because she just made a post about this like yesterday or the day before.
She said she made $1 million from a ceiling fan website or something.
So this is the situation, yo. What's going on is that American Express is claiming that she owed over $600,000 in credit cards. $674,000 to be
How
exact.
did you find out about that?
She was just on the internet, and she just straight up said, like, nah, y'all believe anything that's capped. So I'm trying to figure out, like, yo, like, what's going on? And there was somebody that made perfect sense in the comment section, too. I'm gonna talk about you. I forgot their name, but they was like, don't that just go to collections? And yeah, usually it do, but $600,000, I don't think.
They're not sending $600,000 to collections, and I'm pretty sure American Express is like Discover. They do their own collecting.
That's going to collections. They gotta get that money back in. They gotta sue. They got to for that one. That's $600K. They have to sue for that.
They definitely will. Eric says they should have never got a credit card. I wonder what their credit score is. Yeah, to make $189,000 a year, you probably have a decent credit score. But actually, probably not. If you're one of the 54% of people carrying credit card debt every month, just insane. $189,000 a year, and you carrying credit card debt. What are we talking about?
You can't put that in collections. That's not gonna get paid. But y'all, I swore that she just made a post about this. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know. I know I seen her make a post about this, and she was.
I don't know where she would make a post about it. I don't know how anyone would see that. I wasn't aware people still follow this person, but I had to look her up and just make sure because I couldn't remember who Bad Baby was. Oh, there's too many of these people, and that's the problem. It's too many characters in this movie of TikTok every week. Here is this is Louis or Luis, the credit guy on TikTok, talking about Chase Bank.
If you have a Chase Bank collection, guys, this is for you. Guys, I have multiple clients, specifically this one, reached out to me last week that Chase Bank is taking him to court, and he has a court summons, and he sent it in October, and he has a future date coming up. If you have a collection and you're waiting and you think they're going to fall off, they will after 7 years, but also in the meantime, they can take you to court. Now, does that mean you're going to go to court if you have a Chase Bank collection? No, it's like jury duty. They're going to pick what they want.
Now, it will fall off your credit report in 7 years, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to pay anymore. They will definitely sue you for it before then, but it doesn't mean that after the 7 years that it doesn't count anymore. Eric says probably posted it on the hub.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I keep yawning. D says Bad Baby has had so much interesting drama lately. You're crazy not to follow her for entertainment. But then again, I don't leave the house and TikTok is my entertainment. You know what? I will look into Bahad Bahi and see what she has going on. See if she's making apple juice pie over there. Now, I don't want to hate on someone who's paying their bills, okay? But this girl is making minimum payments on her credit card debt, and it is insane to me.
I'm $89,000 in credit card debt, and I'm here to break down my cards to tell you how much I have on each card.
Not like Peter Griffin.
What my payment is each month on each card. I'm going to start with the smallest card and work my way up to the highest card.
How do you even
11 credit cards? So
who is loaning you money when you owe that much? How do you even get to $89,000?
Do your girl a favor and watch to the end. My first card is our Carter's credit card. It has $199 on it.
I don't know what Carter's is. Okay.
My second card, Old Navy. It has $362
Old
on
Navy.
it.
Only
and a
$300
monthly
though.
payment of
Okay.
$30. Third card is our City card. It has $1,742 on it, and the monthly payment is $85. Fourth is Shields. It has $3,057 on it, and our monthly payment is $95. Next up is our Discover card. That has $4,969 on it, and our payment is $135 a month.
Okay. She just said a lot of numbers right there, but the first big balance we're talking about is a $4,000 balance. And she's paying $100 a month towards it. On a credit card. Like, you're not even paying for the monthly interest. Your balance is climbing at that point if you're paying $100 toward $4,000. I can't. I can't. D says, hit me up, I'll fill you in. Okay. Eric says, Bad Baby would be interesting. All right, I will look into the Bad Baby. We'll see what she's up to. Meech says 89,000 doll hairs. Yeah, 89,000 is crazy, dude. I think Peter Griffin owed $3,500 in credit card debt. Oh, I thought he had $35,000. Okay. Well, yeah, she definitely eclipsed Peter Griffin by quite a bit because $89,000, you guys.
AKA Peter Griffin.
Be right back. Need to freeze chicken wings. Okay. Freeze the chicken wings. We don't want them to go bad. Get them in the freezer. She probably got another credit card to pay for the other credit card. Yes. This is a thing. You know, I heard a lot of people doing that. They get a balance transfer. So she's got $5,000 in debt, in credit card debt. She gets a balance transfer to the 0%, right? But now that other card has a 0 balance. So what do you think happens to that? They cut it up and stop spending on it? No, they run it back to $5,000 again. So now you have $10,000 in credit card debt, and that's how you get to $89,000. Black Magic says, too bad no credit card companies take bandos. That's right, dude.
Thanks for the 20 bandos.
They want way more than 20 bandos. You have to work in the bando to pay them back. Comment if you know what that means. Eric says, yes, it was 35,000. I forgot how numbers work. Me too. And so did a lot of these people, apparently. This girl paying $100 on $4,000 is blowing my fucking mind, but what's interesting to me here is the minimum payments, okay? So now we're going to get into the big debts, okay? Listen to what she is paying on these balances, y'all.
Next up is Chase. That has $5,615 on it, and our payment is $153 a month.
$5,615, guys. $5,615. $150 a month. Okay? Now, if there was no more interest on that account, she would have that amount paid off in only 38 months. Okay? Only 3 years to pay that one off if she kept paying. But the problem is, every month, the interest goes back. So when you owe $5,000, the interest is 24%. Your $150 didn't do anything. I don't understand how $150 is even making the amount stay the same, much less go down. Crooked Orchids in the chat. What is going on, Crooked Orchids? Good to see you. Happy Friday. We're talking people getting sued by credit card companies. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Becky says that is just a crazy balance, right? $5,000 and you're paying $150 a month towards it? Like what? Okay. All right.
Next up is my personal military star card that has $7,860 on it. The payment is $170 a month. Next up is my husband's
$170 on $7,000.
$95 on it, and the payment is $175. These are the fun ones.
How are you? Okay, none of this is fun. $175 on $8,000. Like, do you ever want to pay it back? I mean, I know this all adds up, but like, so does the $89,000. What did you buy with $89,000? Like, it's not like this is just a small, like, little oopsie. Like, oh, I ordered DoorDash once. No. This is your bestie in debt, by the way, on TikTok.
Next up is our Visa Platinum. That has $11,503 on it, and our monthly payment is $285. Our Visa cash.
She's paying $285 on $11,000. What? What? Hold on. I gotta keep doing this math because this is so fascinating to me. 270. So basically, to come up with these minimum payments, they're taking your balance and dividing it by 40. It is what it seems like here.
Rewards card that has a total of $20,371 on it, and our monthly payment is $520. Last but not least is our American Express. That's $25,371.
That works out to 39 payments. So yeah, so they take your They basically, to come up with your minimum payment, is they take your full debt and divide it by 39. That's crazy. KO says, just got back from Thai food, and also I worked years to get my cards paid off. I will never get my cards up that high again, and that was a flood and needed completely new everything in my basement. See, that's different though, because you were paying for something that you had to pay for. Like, you have to get the furnace and the hot water tank replaced when your basement floods or whatever. That's totally different than what these people are doing at Old Navy running up. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally different. And plus, spending money on something in your home is, I think, a smarter use of money. Eric says, this is no oopsie. Yeah, exactly. KO says, I got my 15K down to 5K in 4 years, but that was rough. Wow. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. That's very aggressive payment. That's what you need to do. And there's something called the snowball method, where what they do is they tell you to apply your extra, like, make all the minimum payments every month and apply any extra you have to the smallest balances. So that way, when you get one paid off, then that's one less monthly payment you have to make. So you can take that money you were sending to that company and apply it towards your other debts. So it snowballs and builds. But obviously, I don't know if that really worked for everyone's situation. But Meech says, credit cards are for emergencies. It's not ideal, but it happens. Absolutely. Like KO was saying, that's an emergency. Your basement flooded. That is what credit cards are for, is when your basement floods, not when you need to go to Old Navy.
$100 on it, and our payment is $620.
Hold on a second.
$520. Last but not least is our American Express, $20,075. These are the fun ones. Next up is our Visa Platinum. That has $11,503 on it, and our monthly payment is $285. Our Visa Cash Rewards card, that has a total of $20,371 on it, and our monthly payment is $520.
You're paying $500 on $20,000. Like, do what? Meecha's, yes, the snowball method is the way you do it. Yeah, I've heard it's worked for a lot of people. KO says, yeah, I also learned a lot about card transfers. Yeah, this is I think Eric Freeze was right about that. This is what got her in her situation here, because she has two visas with 20K on it. It's crazy.
Last but not least is our American Express that has $25,371.
Even her kid was like, whoa, 25,000 on the American Express.
Our American Express that has $25,371.
And we're paying $100 a month.
Is $620 a month. The total on these cards, a little bit more than I said on a previous video, because they have been hit with some interest since then. So our total is $89,203. And that brings our total monthly payments up to $2,298. Follow along and watch me pay these off.
$2,298 a month she's spending on these minimum payments. And apparently 39 is the magic number, because 89,203 divided by 39 is 2287, only a few dollars short of what she said she's paying per month on her minimum payment. So what it sounds like is they just go with 39. They just take your minimum, your total balance, they divide it by 39, and that's your minimum payment. But that's does not represent in any way like the amount you need to pay in order to pay it off in a reasonable amount of time. That's just the minimum amount you need to pay in order for them to not sue you. Becky says, I couldn't imagine having one card with that high of an amount, right? Dude, oh my God. If I had $20,000 in debt on a credit card, I don't know how do you even function in life? Like, I know debt just like eats you up, you know? And she's got such a calm demeanor about it, and maybe, you know, maybe they're bringing in $15K a month and paying $2,200 a month in minimum payments on credit cards isn't a big stretch. But if that's the case, start making more than the minimum payment, because I know one of those credit card companies was talking about adding a provision to the bill that would say, if you make the minimum payment only, it will take you this long to pay off your debt. Yeah, I can't see you're really paying anything off, because if they're just taking your 1/39th of your debt, that really has very little to do with how much you owe or how much you should pay versus your interest rate. It's crazy. Meech says the card transfer only works if you transfer to 0% interest and make no more purchases and work to pay it off. Yeah, exactly. That's the big sell of the balance transfer. But what happens is people who do that then have another card that has a zero balance on it, and they run it back up. And that's what the companies want you to do. That's how they make money, is by suing you. Becky says, I mean, why charge it if you can't pay cash for it? I'm with you there 1,000%, and that mantra would have kept her out of trouble. Oh, Meech says, I just mean if you want to use the 0% to help get yourself straight. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. KO says, I was making money moves, Michi. Oh, that's funny. I don't dance now. I make money move. I like that. How are you going to get them sweet rewards, Becky? That's right. That's right. How are you gonna get the whatever discounted parking at the stadium if you don't have the American Express Super Max special rewards? KO says, I have $599 in rewards, though. It's worth it. Okay, that's good. The cashback and reward cards are great if you pay them off every month. They actually are good if you pay them off every month. Yep. Oh, yeah. Meech just said the same thing. You were right, Becky. The rewards aren't worth it if you can't pay the balance every month. Yeah, 100%. KO says, the miles, Becky, the miles. We got one card that has a cashback deal, and I think it's $10. $10? Just $10? Like if you use it, you get $10? That's not bad. That's free money, right? They're making that $10 back quick. KO says, people want to have everything without thinking they need to work for it and have to struggle for things. Yes. There is definitely a lot of overconsumption happening and a lot of I need to treat myself happening. I agree. I would like to know, what did she charge on them? I know, right? Like, I'm sure she goes through that. Her whole account is about debt. Your Bestie in Debt is the name of her account. If you want to do some more investigation into her 89 grand in credit card debt. But that was from July, so I'm guessing she still has $88,800 in credit card debt at this point. How old is this lady? I don't know. She looks mid-20s. I'm not sure. I think we have something like $3K in Amazon credit for our Amex right now. I see that's nothing. That's crazy to me. That but 89,000. Like, what are you buying on Amazon? What are you buying? How are you running up 20,000 on the Visa? Maybe it was vacation. Maybe she did vacations. I don't know. Eric says the MasterCard Super American Pro Max. That's right. Becky says, no, we have earned $10 in cash back. Oh, total. You've earned $10 total in cash back. You're rolling in the benefits. I love it. KO says, will TikTok make her money? That is the next point I'm getting into. A lot of these people, they see her account and they're like, your bestie in debt, she got 25,000 likes. You know? Maybe I'll start my own bestie in debt TikTok account. And then I'll get so rich from TikTok that TikTok is going to pay my credit card off. And then I'm going to be rich, right?
Let's talk credit card debt. I want to vomit. I hate that I'm doing this. This is so uncomfortable for me. But I started TikTok because I wanted to contribute financially. I'm a temporary stay-at-home mom. I took the year off from teaching to work on my mental health and to raise my 2 boys. And that obviously has been a financial setback. So me doing TikTok was supposed to help with that. But not including my credit card debt.
Y'all. She's a temporary stay-at-home mom, and her idea to contribute financially was to make TikToks. I hate to spoil it for you, but no one makes money at TikTok. Even if you're in the creator program, on 1 million views, you're making like a couple $100. But okay, go off.
I feel like I'm not being truthful. Right? So I want to be truthful to you guys. I've been following along other content creators that have been sharing their credit card debt journeys and have found success in sharing that.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Lauren Doesn't Spend 2025 because she literally looked me in the eyes last.
See? They see someone else make an account of talking about their debt and they get some attention. And the perception is that person, now that they're getting views, they're rich. They're rolling in it. They're paying off their debts. And she's shouting out, Lauren Doesn't Spend 2025. I mean, I love the positivity, and I love, if you want to make content, you know? But you cannot look at TikTok as a serious income. You just can't. You cannot. And if you're not getting 500,000 views a day on your channel, you can't. On TikTok, you will not make money. You will not.
And said, if you're looking for creative ways to pay off your credit card, post about it on TikTok. So here I am. I have 2 credit cards, and I hate that. I hate that we have 2 credit cards, but it is what it is. The other one was supposed to pay off the other one, and in a perfect world, I wouldn't have spent on the other one, but now.
See, Meech, right here. The other one was supposed to pay off the other one, and in a perfect world, we wouldn't spend on that one, but we did, and now it's at the max spending limit again.
Oh, we have 2. So I'm going to own up to
Doubled
that.
our debt.
Perfect.
That's the debt doubler.
But here we go. 2. One is sitting at
the old balance transfer,
$12,115,
oh, no.
give or take. Obviously, with interest and cents, I don't have the exact amount, and I can post that for you guys because I do want to be transparent and I do want to share my journey of paying it off. Right. So we're going to include that in my content now. So 12,000. That's been sitting like that for a while. I wish I could say that I am paying that off.
We're going to include that in my content now, is what I was laughing at. Sorry.
Quicker, but I'm not. But unfortunately, the one has built up more than I would have liked. I wouldn't like any of it. I would love to not have any of it, but here we are. So the second one is sitting at $6,965.
Okay, so 20 grand.
Again,
I can share the exact amount with you guys.
20 grand.
But wow, that's a grand total of $19,078, give or take. Yeah,
Give
as
or
I'm approaching
take,
almost 20.
It's all take. It's all take. It's all take. There's no give or take. It's all take. TikTok rich. That's right, KO. Becky says TikTok YOY. Hit that like button, bacon strips. That's right. Where's our like button? I don't know. I don't have a like button. Hold on.
Yo.
Hit the like button.
Yo.
Credit cards for credit cards. That's right, Eric. KO says she can't pay for anything. She doesn't have a ducking job. Yes, exactly. She can't pay. How's she gonna pay it off? How's she gonna have a journey? How are you gonna have the debt journey if you don't have a job for the journey? Is the journey like her husband paying off her credit card debt slowly, or I guess it's probably their cumulative debt, and not that it's like just her, but KO says sure she was teaching. She was a teacher. She isn't technically teaching because her mental health and to babysit her kids, and she has no doubt student loans. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is she's paying the student loans on the degree to be a teacher, and she's not a teacher. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know why she is staying at home. Maybe to be with the
Grand
kids.
in credit card debt. I am desperate and I am willing to try anything. So here we go. Follow along if you want to.
Oh my god. Follow along for 1,000 lip smacks. I don't know, man. Good luck to you. I want you to succeed, but also TikTok's not the way, and I'm sure she's realizing that. That's Maddie Roley on TikTok, if you want to check out her page. Actually, let's see what she's doing now. Is she still doing the debt content? Oh no! Look at her most viewed video is Chipotle! You guys! Oh no, okay, so this is like, it's like a food hack. Okay. I don't care! Okay. Alright. Alright. I don't know what that's about, but girl math, I was gonna make a video about that. I don't know if it's my place to do it, but I don't like it. What's this?
You guys, I bought this for a Pollyanna, and I think I'm a...
I thought we're in debt. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, I can't. I don't... Good luck, Maddie.
Let's talk credit.
Oh no, the lip smack again. Okay, so yeah, TikTok. They think the TikTok is gonna pay their debts off, and it is not. The video that inspired this topic was Zach Rios. So if you guys want to check out some other people
figures
who, oh my god. If you want to check out some other people who have insane credit card debt and didn't realize that the credit card companies could sue you, he found a bunch of people who were very confused. Becky says, I mean, how is her mental health doing when she's worried about credit card debt? I don't know. Probably not well, because I can see where that would eat you up for sure. This is Zach Rios' video, how people are getting sued for their credit card debt. So check that out if you want to watch some more poor souls who did not understand how credit works. Becky says, I bet it went on the card. my god. Yes. KO says, and I don't mean reduce stay-at-home parenting as babysitting. Oh, okay. I don't mean to reduce stay-at-home parenting as babysitting. I'm just being an asshat. I love the stay-at-home parenting. That's great. That is great for the kid to have one parent home all the time. I have no problem with that at all. But what I do have a problem with is living above your means and using credit cards to do it, because it's only going to get worse. It's like all of these people that are paying, $100 a month toward their $20,000 in debt. They're going to be paying $100 a month on that same $20,000 forever. Like that girl with the $89,000 in debt, we check on her in a year, she's going to have $88,000 in debt. Statistically, probably more, though, because that's what happens. These credit card companies, they see a person like that, and they're like, oh, she runs her debt up. Let's give her a credit card. Like, it's sick, man. But, they know who their customer is, and they know how to find him, and they're good at it. KO says, I realized I had too much money in my savings account, so I paid down my too much money in your savings account. Oh, hate when that happens. Sorry. So I paid down my credit card debt this month. I was like, I have too much money. Where should this be going? Yes, absolutely. If you have credit card debt and you have savings, pay the credit card debt, because whatever the savings are earning, whatever minuscule amount the savings are earning, it is being monumentally eclipsed by the 24% average credit card debt we have in this country. So definitely pay your credit card off if you can. She is going to be in bankruptcy. Yeah, I hope not. But yeah, that seems like what she's headed towards. So, and what's crazy is she didn't even talk about her mortgage, the cars, because she's got a Suburban Tahoe Denali High Country Supermax Pro Ultra Super Stretch 9-passenger behemoth, because when you have 2 kids and 2 car seats, you have to have the mom bus, and they cost $100,000. So just throw it in the pile, right? 100,000 here, 100,000 there. We got 200,000 in vehicles, 89K in credit card debt, and $1 million house. Sounds great. Meech says, don't be like Dougie and have all the money in your savings, but also carry a credit card balance. Yes. Eric says, too much money in savings account. I'm going to buy another claw machine. There you go. Yeah, too much money in the savings account is a great problem to have. We can only hope for that. So I hope all of you have too much in your savings account, and that you can pay off your credit card bill at the end of every month, because that is how you stick it to these people. And don't let them sucker you in, because these guys are going to be paying on these things forever, making the minimum payment. Like, you literally are just spinning your wheels. You will never pay it off if you make the minimum payment. Becky says, oh, the duck claw machine at work took my $3 and I got no duck, Eric. What? I don't like hearing about fraud, okay? But when ducks are involved, it gets serious. I would write a strongly worded letter to that vending company. I would demand a duck in payment. In fact, if they don't make it right, you let me know. I'll send you a couple of ducks. KO says, yes, the duck claw catching machine. Yeah. Hopefully the Ducks are fine with it. That's right, Eric. The Chevy Trailblazer, Tahoe Suburban, Elevation, Platinum, Scottsdale, Mage Cab, Lariat Pro Max GLI. That's my favorite one. Oh my gosh. Oh, Becky says the Ducks have winter hats on and I want one. Okay. You let me know next time you're there. Send me a picture of the Ducks with winter hats because I think I might contribute to the Ducks with winter hats fund. I need to see the duck with a winter hat. So definitely post that. Keep us updated. KO says, Becky, you have to get one. Eric says, I will get my friend Drew to put a better machine there. That's awesome. You have a friend called Drew as well. And he specializes in vending machines. I love it. Well, hey, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, my gosh. It's really late. I appreciate y'all for being here. Oh, my gosh. Thank you once again for watching my ridiculous ramblings. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. Tell your family you love them. Black Magic says, have a great weekend, everyone. I'm off to watch the Phoenix Suns game. I'm recording. Thanks again, Drew. Good topic tonight. Hey, enjoy that game, sir. Enjoy the wonderful Arizona weather and absorb some of that warmth for all of us as we start to freeze going into Thanksgiving. And yeah, I will. Meech says, thanks for the laughs and anxiety, Drew. You're welcome. You guys have a great weekend, and I will catch you again on Monday for the extras. Peace.
And this is not a laughing matter.